Hello my sweet friends and welcome to DIY with Nadia. Today I'm going to be making a watermelon Poof Curl Method 21-inch DECO MESH wreath. Let's get started. First, let's go over the materials that we'll be using. I have this Dollar Tree sign, Hello Summer. This has been around for a few years, so I'm hoping you can still find this. And then also from Dollar Tree, I'm going to be using this spray glue. The DECO mesh that we're going to be using is a 21-inch DECO mesh. I got this one at Walmart. This one is 21 by 10 yards. The wreath form we'll be using is a metal wreath form from the Dollar Tree, and this one is 14 inches. For the ribbon, I'm going to be using some buffalo check ribbon. I have this one that has watermelon, a green one, and a black and white one, and this one is from the Dollar Tree. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the Dollar Tree sign, and it has little things that come off here like really super quick. And I'm going to grab this glue, and I'm going to spray it really lightly to kind of keep all the sparkles in check. And then I'm just going to put it to the side and we can get started with the wreath. Just like that, super quick. For this wreath, we will be using the 18 pipe cleaner system. So each section is going to get 3 pipe cleaners. There are 6 sections in this wreath form. So the first one I'm going to put on row 1 and 2. Give it 2 nice twists, and I'm going to fold it inside. The second 2 are going to go on row 3 and 4, and I'm going to twist it in place and lay it down to the outside. Our second one, 2 twists, and we're going to lay it down. And then I'm just going to go around the whole wreath form and doing 3 pipe cleaners per section, 1 on rows 1 and 2, and 2 to the sides of it on rows 3 and 4. All my pipe cleaners are on my wreath form, 6 on this inside first 2 rows, and on the outside I have 12. Now let's do everyone's favorite part, which is math. I always want to make sure that you are not left with not enough DECO mesh and that we have a wreath that's full and beautiful. Our DECO mesh is 21 inches in width and 10 yards in length. 10 yards converted to inches, so it's easier for us, is 360. For this wreath, we are going to need 26 pieces, so we're going to take 360 and divide it by the 26 pieces. That's going to give us 13.84, which means we're going to cut our DECO mesh into anywhere from 13 to 13 and a half inches in length. I know I always go over math, but that is really, really important when it comes to making sure that we are not stuck with not enough mesh. You can't see my numbers, but my 13 inches is right here on the outside edge of my second dark square. So I'm going to go about a little bit over, and I'm going to cut it at 13 and a half. And now I'm just going to roll it really gently and put it to the side. Now it's time to bring this wreath together. I'm going to just tighten the curl up a little bit because it naturally wants to curl up. And I'm going to take 5 inches on the side. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on the inside, and then I'm going to do the outside row. You can go from outside to the inside. It is up to you. So all I'm doing is 5 inches in. I'm going to do 2 beautiful twists here, and then we got 5 inches on the other side, and then I'm going to do just 1 twist on this side. Grabbing the next roll it in a little bit tighter, 5 inches, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this one up, or you can just put it right on top, and I'm going to give it a nice 2 twists. And then 5 inches on the other side. We're going to go to the next pipe cleaner. And just 1 twist because I'm going to attach here. So basically for this method, you just go from one to another, 5 inches on each side. And then this inside right here, this is where the poof comes from. I'm going to unroll this and make a little poof. And I'm going to go on top. If you're working with big thick pipe cleaners, I would definitely just undo it and add it on. These are just so thin that yeah, I'm just doing a twist and then right over. I wanted to mention something. If you are working with a deco mesh that is, for example, green on one side, red on the other side, then make sure that when you're putting these together and crisscrossing them right here, that you put, you know, one end on this side or one color and then the other side color goes here, so that you're going to have a nice balanced wreath. As far as the poofs are concerned, you can either do it one row at a time or you can do it as you go along. I tend to just finish the row off and then come back and poof everything out. That is solely up to you. Now let's start on the second row. Same thing, I'm going to curl it just like I have been doing. Measure my 5 inches. This next row we're going to put on top of this one, but I'm going to try to put it to the side. Also, my tails have been facing out. This time I'm going to have them face in. So start with your tail this way. And then same thing, get your 5 inches on the other side. And bring the poof towards the inside. So we're going to have like 2 poofs in the same spot. At this point, we're overlapping right here. Look at this. I'm smiling on this side of the camera because look how full this is. And we didn't even start on the outside row. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to hide these. So unless you want to do some attachments here, you can definitely hide these. And I'm not going to be attaching anything except our sign and a bow on top. So for now, I'm just going to twist, twist, twist. About 1 inch from our actual poof, I'm going to cut. Then I'm going to fold this little tail in half. And I'm going to bend it back. Same thing, I'm twisting my pipe cleaners. About 1 inch from our deco mesh, I'm going to cut it. Fold it in half. And fold it back. Then I'm just going to poof this out. And it disappears. I'm going to go ahead and do this to the pipe cleaners on the inside row. Now that my beautiful first row is all done, it's time to move on to the outside row. And look how easy it is to see all my pipe cleaners on the outside row. That is why I love working from the inside out. But as I said, you can definitely work outside in. I wanted to show you something. When you're cutting your first pieces from the deco mesh roll, they're kind of, you know, they don't roll as much as the ones that are closer to the inside of the actual roll. So sometimes what you want to do is you want to roll this. Then I'm just going to kind of hold it and grab my 5 inches and just clip it. And then the 5 inches on this side, I'm going to grab and attach. And then here, nothing unrolled. I'm just grabbing my 5 inches, attaching it to the next pipe cleaner. So same thing, we're just going to do 1 twist and then get our second one ready. There you go, 5 inches in. I'm going to clip it. And then I got my 5 inches on this side, attach it to the last one. And then here, I know that this is going to be the last time I'm using this row. So I'm actually going to just do that twist thing where I twist, cut, and hide that pipe cleaner behind. And of course, we're going to go ahead and open up our poof areas. Let me know what you think of this method because I think it is a full, beautiful method. We have the curls, we have the puffs. It is so nice. And look how gorgeous this wreath is by itself. I mean, we're doing the green because of the watermelon theme, but if you have a colorful deco mesh, at this point, you can really be done with it. Just poof things out and just set the little tails where you want them, or the little curls, I guess, and that's it. But for us, we are going to move on, do a little bow, and then attach our sign. For the bow, I'm going to use my bow maker. Now I'm going to put a pipe cleaner right there. And then I'm going to start with the Dollar Tree Buffalo Check Deco Mesh. And I'm just going to make a little tail here because this frays so bad. I'm not going to be using this as a tail. I have plenty of ribbon that I'm going to have little tails going off here and there. This one is also double-sided, so we're just going to start making our little loops. I'm going to make 5-inch loops. 4 loops, 2 on each side. Next, I'm going to be using this buffalo check ribbon, and this one was also from the Dollar Tree from the holidays. I'm going to grab one and I'm going to measure the tail, basically going to the end of my little board right here, which will make it 6.5 inches. Just like that, and then I'm going to bring it down. This one does have 2 sides. It has a good and a bad side. So here we're going to twist because our tail needs to face up, and then we're going to twist, make our first loop. Then where we have our dowels, we are going to twist again, and we're going to make all our little loops 5 inches. Then we're going to twist, go through our dowels, going to twist, measure our 5 inches. And then here I'm going to measure to the end of our board, so 6.5 inches, and cut it. And then this one I'm going to bring to the top. Next, I'm going to use my green buffalo check. And on this one, I'm going to start with the tail going up. Same thing, we're going to measure the 6 inches, but the tail is going to go up. This way, it helps us balance everything out when we're poofing it. We're gonna twist because we want the tail to be to the front. And then same thing, we're going to go back and forth, measuring at 5 inches. And then the tail is going to go on this side. This one we're going to make a little different, so we're going to measure the same 6.5 inches. We're going to start on top. And then only after making 2 loops, I'm going to cut it off at the 6.5 inch mark. I'm going to bring this tail up, and then I'm going to make another one with 2 tails going down. Quick correction, these 3 ribbons that I used, they're 2.5 inches. The watermelon ribbon is 1.5 inch. Now I'm going to just bring it together. I'm going to flip the wire to the back, and I'm going to give it a few nice twists here. Before I attach my bow to my wreath, I'm going to go around and put little dovetails on all my tails. Do you see what I mean with the fraying right here? It is real bad. So I'm just going to just tuck it back right here, and that is why we didn't make tails with that one. Now I'm going to grab my bow and find a good spot for it. I'm going to attach it to row 2, and of course I like working with intersection, so one pipe cleaner on one side, the other pipe cleaner on the other side. I bring it together, and first I always do it lightly, then I see how my bow is. If I like it where it is, twist it in place. Since we're going to flip our wreath upside down one more time after attaching the watermelon sign, I'm going to leave the bow as it is until I'm done with the sign. To attach our watermelon sign, I'm going to just flip it upside down, grab 2 pipe cleaners, going to fold them in half, 2 fingers right here, and kind of, I call it making a little seat. This is going to give us more room, and the pipe cleaner is going to hold a lot better. More hot glue on top, and then I'm going to grab a piece of felt. You can use fabric, you can use a piece of ribbon, whatever you have on hand, and just put that right over. Same thing on this other side. Now I'm going to let the hot glue cool for a few seconds. Now I'm just going to attach the watermelon sign right there, and you can either display this wreath this way or this way. I really want to do it sideways or just a little bit to the side, I guess. And as before, I'm going to put it on row 2 and try to get at least one side on an intersection. And actually, I think I can get both of these on an intersection. This way we know there's going to be no sliding. All right, now it's time to start fluffing our ribbon. As I'm trying to work these in, here's what I do. I hold them like this, and then I do a little twist motion. So one goes down, one goes up, and this is going to be a gorgeous bow. because we don't have this black and white buffalo check tails, I kind of decided to make it the center on top right here. So I just kind of wiggled it up, and I'm going to work the watermelon loops around it, and then everything else in the back. I'm going to continue playing with my bow when I hang it up just because it's easier to do it that way. I'm pulling the bow in a little bit and the sign in, and you can definitely hang it up this way or to the side. I just think it's so cute to the side like this.